according to copies of the contract viewed by Wired that creators signed, the influencers were not allowed to disclose their relationship with Chorus or the 1630 Fund, or functionally that they're being paid at all.
Which was all a lie. All a lie.
Who's the most pro-Palestine person implicated in any of this?
There's none.
Oh, and she didn't even read it. She's just lying. She just lies. That's good. Lie. Keep lying about the one issue that you don't even know anything about. One of the whitest and most privileged and wealthiest moronic people. She has done more to set back how women are viewed in alternative media than any other individual on the internet.
Did Pod Save America take dark money? Oh my god, I hate that this story is like still.
Oh my god.
I'll be honest, I'm annoyed that like the whole Wired magazine article, like the Wired magazine article was not like as big of a explosive bombshell
as something related to Gaza,
as like how annoying the backlash has been to just regular ass, normal ass journalism from liberals. It's been incredibly disappointing to watch a bunch of people just like actively attack the person who wrote the article rather than like the actual information that's in the article. Like, people aren't even...
Do you think this guy just throws his clothes away after he wears them? Has he ever worn the same outfit twice?
People have figured out that you don't...
Is he getting more rings?
Don't have to say fake news to
and more bracelets?
Wired magazine, which you like, right? If you're a liberal, you like Wired magazine, you respect their reporting. But instead of like attacking Wired magazine or coming across like you're saying fake news in the same way that like MAGA does when there's an article that they don't appreciate, you can just simply say, well, the journalist is bad.
Pretty sure lots of people have attacked the article as well, but okay.
And it's just like the major flaws here, and even in my community, there's been like people that are yelling at me on TikTok too. To
Look at his chat. Oh, him spamming his tweets. Face.
And even in my community, there's been like people that are yelling at me on TikTok too to be like, this is debunked, and it's like, it's not. None of the debunking. Like, see, there's still people saying it's been debunked. It's not fucking debunked, man.
It is.
I don't think you guys understand what words mean. It's been deeply frustrating. Because I feel like a failure that I haven't been able to educate people on like media literacy at all. You can't just like say an article is debunked and then be done with it.
Jesus.
Article that came out in Wired that's generating quite a bit of buzz in our corner of the internet. Wired, one of the best publications right now, you know, broke all that Doge stuff. Broke the Jeffrey Epstein, there's metadata showing that they edited out minutes of footage of his cell in Adobe and that they left that in place. Like, I still think that story should have way more legs than it does. They left, whoever, the FBI agent who did it left breadcrumbs or was too sloppy and showed that they edited footage out of that jail cell thing. But it just, you know, there's so much news and that's what benefits Trump here. That's a big aside. So Taylor Lorenz had this article entitled "A Dark Money Group is Secretly Funding High-Profile Democratic Influencers," showing that essentially there have been some Democratic or liberal influencers and podcasters like us that were offered $8,000 a month to take part in a secretive. It's just like, oh my god, that's like a full salary per year for like a high salary. I would say $100K. Yeah, $8,000 a month to take part in a secretive program aimed at bolstering Democratic messaging on the internet. But the contract sent to them from Chorus, a nonprofit arm of a liberal influencer marketing platform, came with some strings. Among other issues, it mandated extensive secrecy about disclosing their payments and had restrictions on what sort of political content the creators could produce. I wonder if Palestine is like a little bit of a do not go there kind of deal.
You're going to see me with a really nice watch, and I'm going to be like, I won't endorse Zoran until I have a constructive conversation with him.
And community-based constructive conversation. The folks that were, I guess, in this kind of group of influencers that this thing called the Chorus Creator Incubator Program, funded by a powerful liberal dark money group called the 1630 Fund, they included, I don't know what that means. The program kicked off last month and creators...
Even she doesn't know what the fuck that means.
Creators involved were told by Chorus that over 90 influencers were set to take part. Creators told Wired that the contract stipulated they'd be kicked out and essentially cut off financially if they even so much as acknowledged that they were a part of the program. Some creators also raised concerns about a slew of restrictive clauses in the contract. Influencers included in communication about the program, and in some cases on an onboarding session for those receiving payments from the 1630 Fund, included Olivia Juliana, the centrist Gen Z influencer who spoke at the 2024 Democratic National Convention, Lauren Peretra, a former Playboy executive. I've never heard of her. Hosts the Occupy Democrats podcast. At least it has Democrats in the title where you kind of know what you're getting.
Who's listening?
I don't know.
Occupied by Democrats?
Barrett Adair, a content creator who runs an American Girl doll themed pro-DNC meme account.
Here's $8,000 a month.
Seems made up.
Unlike half of this chat, I would be concerned if the influencers weren't allowed to talk about Palestine if they wanted to, but that just doesn't seem to have happened. Not only has that not happened, at least one of the content creators we saw has literally been vocally critical of the Democrats on Palestine. Like, we literally saw that. So this is just a lie. But again, almost every part of that Wired article is a lie.
God, I mean, and for a fraction of the reach that, like, I can't imagine that they're getting great bang for their buck there. I haven't heard of most of these people. Suzanne Lamb.
You haven't heard of most of all the influencers that were listed with millions of followers. You haven't heard of like David Packbender or Brian Tyler Cohen. You don't know any of these people? Okay.
Who has called herself a Regina George liberal. This is fucking horrible. So you're both like, so you're a bitch and then also a supporter of
genocide?
like Adam Schiff.
Oh, okay.
Is that what that means?
I think so.
Yeah.
Ariel Fodor, an education creator with 1.4 million followers on TikTok. Sander Jennings, a former TLC reality star and older brother of trans influencer Jazz Jennings. David Packman, who hosts an independent progressive show on YouTube covering news and politics. Lee McGowan, who goes by the online moniker Politics Girl, and dozens of others. According to copies of the contract viewed by Wired that creators signed, the influencers were not allowed to disclose their relationship with Chorus or the 1630 Fund, or functionally that they're being paid at all.
Which was all a lie. All a
Who's
lie.
the most pro-Palestine person implicated in any of this?
There's none.
Oh, and she didn't even read it. She's just fucking lying. She just lies. That's good. Lie. Keep lying about the one issue that you don't even fucking know anything about. One of the whitest and most privileged and wealthiest fucking moronic people. She has done more to set back how women are viewed in alternative media than any other individual on the internet, including Fresh and Fit.
Exactly.
Who's the most sort of even like socialist?
Right. You know, Julie.
Are there any socialists? Are there any socialists?
And David Packman, who, you know, he's always been nice to me. I think I have some disagreements with, you know, his politics, particularly and his foreign policy views. You know, I think you gotta, if you take this kind of money, you can't sign a contract that says you can't disclose it at the very least, like straight up.
Or you have to very simply lose the word independent from your marketing.
Right.
Because if you are taking money from people who think that they are supporting independent media, and actually there's a giant subsidy going to you from the like donors and you know, partisans of the party, that's a huge problem. That implicates us.
Yeah.
That makes my fucking industry look cheap. And there's this sort of like posture of how dare Taylor Lorenz? How dare you have questions about this? No, how dare you motherfuckers seriously debase this entire area by taking this sort of money and acting like this is nothing. That this is actually...
Oh my God. I should look up for each of these. Has the Majority Report ever done like fundraising ever? Or are they completely and totally independent? They were associated with the TYT network, which was with which the show was partnered from the 2010 relaunch until 2020, which photos were following the structure. Just want a string of in funding production changes. Oh, I'm missing all my donor class things. I'm so sorry, guys. Let's see. Emma joins. A 1-hour version of the show began airing on the NBC Universal streaming service Peacock. Does that count as dark money? Or I guess it's disclosed maybe, so. Jamie leaves the show. Thank God. This person was fucking horrible. Is it true they couldn't disclose it? Nope. That's a lie. September 2022, Emma and Bradley also launched the Emma Sports Vigeland Network. Okay, I don't know if these are raised external money or not. How is it a lie? I genuinely don't know. Because there's nothing in any of these things that said they had to keep anything secret. There's no... That's just never been shown. All of the creators that have come out and spoken seem to disagree with it, and they all talk about being part of it, which seems to disagree with it. And then nobody has published any part of the contract that seems to make that seems to be the case. I don't know why Lorenz wouldn't publish it if she's doing a show or if she's doing an article on it. So,
to what you wanted to see. This is an incubator. You're incubating David Packman. I think he's fucking incubated.
Yeah, I mean, like these guys were at the White House, right? Remember posing with Joe Biden and Olivia Giuliana too, and this was in the midst of him committing a genocide.
Was that because it was a lot of the same people? Was that the direct connection? It seems like it.
It seems that was the direct connection, and you see them posing the photos with them. And Umish Voter, I think is the name of the account, a great follow for like election type stuff, a progressive account, made this point that it feels like all of these influencers were there to convince old people that that Biden had young support versus trying to get young people on board with Biden. I thought that was such a great point.
The old people are more likely to get their wallets out for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Oh, look at all these young, nice influencers that are saying actually people don't care about Gaza. People don't like Bernie Sanders that much or AOC. They want Alyssa Slotkin.
And we got a clip of Hassan that someone sent to us reacting to it. I'm proud to say that the Majority Report, I don't think we were approached, right? I mean,
Sam laughed at it.
Yeah, I mean, or it got lost in junk email and we would have never responded to it anyway. But in terms of like, you know, calling yourself independent media and then taking a bunch of money, this was our same critique of TYT, who then accused us of being a part of this like group because we have advertisers.
That we actually like are paid to announce the connection on the show as a part of the advertisement.
Right. And like, but that was their kind of branding of independent is undercut by the Peter Thiel money from both like these exploitative Medicare Advantage things and also Polymarket. So, but that's even somehow still more independent than taking money like directly from a Democratic firm. And then, but that's independent is undercut by the Peter Thiel money from both like these exploitative Medicare Advantage things and also Polymarket. So kind of brand advertisers.
That we actually like are paid to announce the connection on the show as a part of the advertisement.
Right. And like, but that was their kind of branding of independent is undercut by the Peter Thiel money from both like these exploitative Medicare Advantage things and also Polymarket. So, but that's even somehow still more independent than taking money like directly from a Democratic firm and then saying you can't disclose it too, because it's one thing to read an ad for Medicare Advantage and like, all right, people can look into it and see how shady this plan is, but you're reading the ad. This is just a subsidy that really affects your coverage that you're literally not allowed to disclose.
It's actually taking creators under their wing so they know how to properly post thumbnails.
Oh, sure.
When was this filmed? I don't know when it was filmed, but it was posted 2 days ago. So probably I think they post clips the same day from the show.
Descriptions that are going to get engagement. This is just about best practices, and I would love somebody to give me an $8,000 a month retainer to teach me about how to do thumbnails. Please, as long as I don't have to say like, oh yeah, actually, it's all the people who supported Palestine who are responsible for what's going on now.
So Hassan reacted to this. Here's his take.
Say that all the people noted in the articles who just say Israel bad. What do you see these shit damn party defenders doing? More their audiences turn on them. I think they're just like actively going to actively try to defend their honest intentions. They're gonna say like, no, we didn't do this because of money. We did it. They just gave us money for free, and you're stupid.
So I'm aware of
remember,
that.
a lot of this stuff is just like parasocial.
But it doesn't matter because I want to make sure my audience hears from me about this. Now, the most important thing to say is that the idea behind this group is exactly what I've been advocating for years. For years I've been saying.
I mean, I will say, it's not very surprising to me, at least, that like there are a lot of left content creators on the independent media side, some of which are very popular, myself included, Chapo Trap House, Majority Report. And I don't think these guys went to them at all. One must ask the question, why? Why is it? You know, perhaps it's because if you have a truly anti-establishment opinion, it's not
Because you guys aren't Democrats, you're socialists.
just like marketing. Then it's not likely that you are going to have billionaires that fund you through dark money groups. So that even
Why do so many normie YouTubers love citing Hassan? Well, these aren't normies. These are the Majority Report are socialists. These are fucking crazy retarded people. I don't think anything will ever be as funny as Emma saying that all Egyptians were black because they all come from Africa. That might be the funniest clip. That might be just the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh my God. So the big drama here was that there was some show called Cleopatra, which was supposed to be kind of historically accurate or something, maybe. I don't know. I didn't follow it. But Jada Pinkett Smith or whatever got cast as Cleopatra. And some people were mad because they're racist. Some people were mad because they thought it wasn't historically accurate. I think Egyptians were mad because they felt like it didn't represent them or Cleopatra well. And just everybody was just mad about this. And then this was the ingenious commentary we got from the Majority Report out of this.
Has Ben Shapiro ever left the country? It's just amazing to me. Here's Ben Shapiro. I mean, it's like I don't even know how like these people wake up in the morning and here's Ben Shapiro. He's upset about the casting choices of Netflix.
Oh.
And
do you think that he even really cares? Like, I think that there's a level of Ben Shapiro who says, like, I have to do this for the audience. I kind of resent this.
About someone playing.
Well, of all people, I mean, it's like
this is for the base,
right?
So he has to work himself into this. He thinks he's above it, but this is who your audience is.
Yes, and what is stunning about this too is like how dry must the well be to be complaining about what he's about to complain about in terms of like the racist well that they.
Oh, we're getting there. Hold on.
They're swimming in.
We're getting there.
The notion that Cleopatra was black is
She's about to cook hard, guys. She's about to cook so hard, okay? She's about to cook so hard.
The notion that Cleopatra was black is silly. I mean, again, you're allowed to do this in Hollywood because, of course, the only thing that matters is our weird, parochially American perception of what race matters. It's super, super strange. By the way, we actually have sculptures of Cleopatra. It's not as though there's like nothing to indicate what Cleopatra looked like. There's a Roman sculpture of Cleopatra from like the mid-1st century.
First of all, it's the left that's being parochial. Not the guy that can't go on a map and see which continent is Egypt on. Ben. Facts over feelings. Ben Shapiro doesn't understand that,
it's
like,
the north of Africa.
Good job, Bradley.
Oh no! They both thought they were cooking. Oh no! Everybody in Africa looks like a rapper. They both thought that they were cooking hard there. Oh my God! This is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. And Sam is too cucked to say anything. Oh my God.
He doesn't seem to understand that, you know, his own fanciful notions of what Cleopatra looked like. Maybe he saw Elizabeth Taylor at one point play her. But that's informed by your culture. That's informed by what you were fed as a child, as opposed to the geographic location of where she's literally from.
I'm pretty sure she was from north of the Mediterranean as well. But maybe they think I don't even. That's just a wild statement. That's just fucking hilarious to me. Oh my God. To be fair, this was before Gaza when they discovered what Arabs are. Anyway.
Man, that they no longer be billionaires. This is not happening.
Left needs to organize independent media in the way that the right has been doing. The left needs to fund independent creators the way that the right does. The right has won even arguably presidential elections.
Yeah, I think they're also saying, yeah, this is the argument. This is the meta. Well, the Republicans do this too, and if we got to fight fire with fire, this is how we got to do it. It's like, You're just making an argument to get money from the Democratic Party.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Crazy.
I mean,
I organized my retirement account.
did you have the part also where we don't need to play up the Olivia Giuliana tweet? Okay. Yeah. Just play a little bit more. Just because it was so funny to see. Yeah, here it is. Just put it up. The tweet. Yeah.
Making like what, almost 60 grand a year. Yeah. This is the major problem. Okay, you're right. 0 people come to this conclusion naturally. Okay, this is the issue. If the people that are getting paid by the Dems are saying shit like Elisa Slotkin is becoming one of my favorite Democrats, like you are just taking money from the Dems to spit back. You're taking money from the Democratic Party to spit back these kinds of takes for absolutely no one. You know what I mean?
And it's a strained democracy, honestly.
Right. I mean, we saw. Remember the Vanguard guys talked about this, that they were approached with some shady money.
Like Helen Crow or whatever, something like that?
Or something. I think when they were more with the Jimmy Dore wing.
It was about anti-vax stuff.
Right. And we have speculated that there's a lot of subsidization of anti-vaccine views on the internet, and I felt like that's kind of where this got really going. And there were wealthy people that realized this is pretty cheap.
Well, unless you're Spotify.
Yeah, and then 200 million.
No, but for real, like the podcasters, you got to think like if they even have a Patreon, you're a rich guy. You go in there and say, here's $1,000 a month.
Yep.
That's all it takes for. That's nothing to those guys.
Nothing.
That's a lot for some of these outfits. Yeah. I mean, maybe
change my opinion on Elisa Slotkin.
Well, and the other thing is it's not just, and so I made the point, like, yeah, we weren't approached for this incubation service.
I would see the email. Those emails go right.
Yeah, we wouldn't approach this.
Like, I like how these people are laughing because they're stupid all on their own. They're not even getting paid money to be dipshits.
Because they don't actually want to just grow organize the left. They want to elevate certain voices who they like what they say. And that's why
what do you think that means? They don't want to grow or organize the left. They want to elevate certain voices. What do you think that means? Like, you're saying the same thing in other words. It's like there are so many truisms that just get spat out without any thought behind them. Like, do you just give money to every single person online that identifies as left? Like, yeah, you have to pick people. No shit.
We're going to approach this because they don't actually want to just grow organize the left. They want to elevate certain voices who they like what they say. And that's why it's not actually still a problem if, for instance, David Pakman would program the exact same. Now all of a sudden he's got $8,000 more to play with from rich people because
these are like word cloud vibe politics.
Because they like what he says, the way he says it about, or just avoids Gaza entirely. I'm just not going to talk about it because people get upset during this genocide. That's one reason why these guys are valuable to these people.
It's in the second paragraph. It's in the second paragraph. It mandated extensive secrecy about disclosing their payments and had restrictions on what sort of political content creators could produce.
Which was a lie, by the way.
That means they're dictating your content directly in the contract, and that is really bad. But the worst,
which was a lie, by the way,
element of it too is that it required your secrecy about the payments. Like the thing is that
which is also a lie, by the way.
A Democratic associated group, Chorus, is not left media. This is not like somebody, a well-meaning leftist, like rich person, maybe they're a comedian or something, or an artist. That's how, or an athlete. That's basically how non-sociopaths get rich, giving a bunch of money to outlets that they like to get their coverage more of a boost. That in theory could happen, although it really doesn't happen much. This is a secretive financial arrangement with a group that's associated with the Democratic Party that has veto power over certain things that you can and cannot say. It's a problem. It's a rot, and it hurts all of our credibility.
Participants receive a monthly stipend. They literally say right here on the FAQ that they get paid.
When our colleagues engage in this kind of thing, I do believe that.
I feel indignant about it, and this whole thing that Brian Tyler Cohen's going on about that it's what is it? It's about education. David Pakman means education. How long has he been doing this?
Yeah, no.
Are you kidding me? Like, you're recruiting for something else than just like helping the party win. Because this dumb shit where Olivia Giuliana is, one year she has abolished ICE and defund the police on her profile picture, and then the next she's saying, actually, she's at the DNC convention saying, yeah, all these pro-Palestine people need to shut up. Guess what? Bad fucking advice. Even if you don't care about Palestinians, you doomed any chance that Harris had winning by those decisions made at that convention.
Yep.
And
remember, simultaneously, these people have this is why I get so frustrated when I see certain libs like Pisco play into this. We're like, oh no, it had no impact. I'm sure it had no impact. Oh, I doubt it really affected it. But these guys, when you talk to them, this is why you guys lost. This is why you guys lost. This is why you guys like leftists like to occupy the script. Pixie made these fucking retarded tweets yesterday. I saw this. Oh, she tweeted the thing where she was like, only people who haven't touched grass would think that these people had any impact on the election. And then they'll turn around and be like, you have to take a stronger position on Gaza. You're going to lose the elections. Well, which is it?
Find me one of these people who were against that, who spoke up, who did anything against, say, maybe like have Rula Roman, a Palestinian rep in Georgia. Maybe have her just say something. Throw us this meagerest fucking bone. No, you had your bones already.
Yeah.
So you don't need a bone.
Bryce from LA says, Pakman denied the contract crap. He doesn't cover foreign policy at all. Did not have veto power. But
this is what I'm saying about it. Doesn't matter if he changed his thing. So I don't care about the contract.
But him not covering foreign policy at all would also...
Wait, now we don't care about the contract?
Be within the confines of the contract that is laid out in this reporting. And frankly, Taylor, this isn't just Taylor, doing this expose herself, like which, that would be valid in and of itself. But Wired is a very well-respected publication that has editors. Like they're not... I haven't seen a correction issued, and I would be shocked if there is a correction.
But again, like maybe Pakman had a special contract where it said actually we don't require anything. They don't need to because they know he doesn't want to talk about it. Because what's the last time he talked about it? He was saying Rashida Tlaib shouldn't have said Israel bombed the hospital because how dare she believe that? Like he doesn't want to talk about it because it's discrediting to him.
That Al Ali hospital bombing, is that what they're referring to? All of these people, including Hassan, still think that was really Israel that bombed a random hospital and killed 300, 500 people in a parking lot, even though there's no pictures or evidence of this ever happening ever, by the way.
It's synergistic, and that's the same thing with all these people. So again, like the contract term.
When exactly did these guys decide to make Gaza their only issue? It's a really good issue for socialists to harp on because they get to use it to attack the entirety of the West. They can use it to attack the United States of America, which they hate. They can use it to attack the Democratic Party, which they hate. They can force. It's just the most like ideologically pure ground to test on because it requires you to take positions that are fundamentally incompatible with basically the U.S. democratic system. Like you have to advocate for the total destruction of all of our alliances in the Middle East. and probably an invasion of Israel. They won't admit that outright, but if you follow like the logical train of thought, they would say that we should invade Israel. Because if you were to ask them, so should we cut off? Why you do this? You say, why do you care so much about the Israel Gaza shit? Like, I never hear you talk about anything else. Well, it's different because we give money to Israel. Oh, okay. So then if we didn't give any money to Israel, would you stop caring? Now they would still care. Right? They'll say they won't, but they would. So if they're honest and they say they would, then you can continue. If they lie and they say they wouldn't, then you say, oh, okay, so you would stop caring. So then let's say that right after we did that, let's say that Israel started to actually like mass ethnically cleanse or genocide the Palestinians. Do you think the United States should intervene at that point? Now they'll say, yeah, well, of course we should. Okay, so you want us to pull an alliance from Israel. They're probably going to continue to fight. Now they have no incentive not to just genocide or kill everybody. So you do think we should do like a violent regime change and then what? Give the whole country to the Palestinians afterwards? Yeah, it's just like the perfect purity testing grounds for them, and it just separates them completely from everybody else. It's the best issue for them to fight on.
Terms, they aren't as relevant because even if those terms weren't existed, who was approached for this? Who was recruited? That's the term. It's like a nonprofit organization is recruiting, training, and supporting. And who's getting recruited and who's getting trained and who's getting supported? It's people who weren't saying shit about Gaza, who said, yeah, actually Biden's fine.
Like they're lying over and over and over and over and over again.
And look at his
it's just a stutter. Like that's the motherfuckers who are taking this. People need to be angry about this. People in our audience need to be angry about this. We are not wrong for being upset about this. This is a debasement of the medium that you are paying attention to with a huge portion of your life.
Well said, Matt. And in many ways, we talk about Biden's like deep complicity.
Wait, that's not that Matt Leck guy, right? That's a different loser on Twitter, right?
No, in many ways, we talk about Biden's like deep complicity in this moment of fascism and the fact that he kept clinging on to power and foreclosed the democratic process. Where
oh yeah, Hassan literally says this. One phone call is all it would take to stop Israel's genocide. If Israel doesn't comply, shut off weapons transfers. If Israel looks to get weapons elsewhere, put a sanctions package. And if that fails, invade Israel militarily. This is why all it takes is one phone call.
We could have hashtag issues, say like the genocide in Gaza, what Medicare for all, and there could have been actual democracy because he decided that it was more important for, despite internal numbers at one point showing him potentially losing to Trump by Trump had on 400 electoral votes based on the internal predictions of what the reporting was. He had to be forced out of that race in part because he had an infrastructure like this of paid media people backing him.
That is Matt Leck, is it? Ugh.
Saying everything was fine.
Leck or Lech?
So if we want to point fingers about why we're in this moment right now, the people that enabled Biden aren't just Mike Donilon getting $4 million to give him this information. It's also the whole apparatus of people that said, don't believe your lying eyes. And also the left is insane for caring about a Holocaust in Gaza.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day.
Jesus Christ, that's a brutal tweet. He looks about 3 strokes over par. Jesus.